Hey guys, how are all of you beautiful people? Hope all of you are doing great. This is the second season of What If Naruto Was Madara's grandson. A medical student died because of negligence of the authorities. Later, he is granted a second chance in life with some boons. But being an Otaku and Naruto fan, he chooses to live in the chaotic world of Naruto. This is the season 2 of this series, and you can find the season 1 in my channel and in the same playlist. So relax and let us complete this wonderful story. Izuna appears on top of the Hokage monument. He looks around and inspects the village. The air is a bit chilly here. I can see the tension in the village. I guess Uchiha's dissatisfaction is apparent to the villagers. I will pay a visit to Mom and Dad, and then I will talk with Tsunade. I will look upon Itachi and Shisui too. They would have progressed a lot this year. Izuna disappears from the Hokage's monument and reappear outside the Uchiha clan. Inside the Hokage's office, Hiruzen stares at Hokage monuments and murmurs. Tobirama-sensei, it has been a while since Danza disappeared from the village. My suspicion is, he died in a battle, but I am not aware of the culprit. There are no clues or traces of Danza anywhere. Even the root shinobis have no information on this matter. All of them were trapped in a powerful genjutsu. I suspect the culprit is the same person who attacked the village during the Nine Tails incident. But Danza had done plenty of dirty deeds and schemes, and I unknowingly supported him. I am not a competent leader. If only I could notice it earlier. Hiruzen sighs and looks at the report. Recently, there have been increased reports and complaints from civilians regarding the mistreatment by Uchiha police force. The Uchiha police officers continue to harass civilians and shopkeepers. They even had some skirmishes with Anbu and caused some mutual damage. Hiruzen sighs and places down the scroll. In an underground hideout. Achoo! Obito sneezes and looks around. It's a bit chilly here. He stands up and walks towards Black Zetsu. It's time to start the next phase of our plan. We failed to capture the Nine Tails in the previous attempt. Our strength is not enough to collect all the nine-tailed beasts together. Konoha has various powerful shinobi. Obito looks at the pinned pictures of Hiruzen, Sakumo, Jiraiya, Tsunade, Orochimaru, Fugaku, Minato, Kushina, Hayashi, and Izuna. There is a cross on Minato, Kushina, and Orochimaru's pictures. We can deal with the rest of them. Nagato's 6 paths of pain are sufficient for them, but our major concern lies with Izuna Uchiha. Obito stabs a kunai in Izuna's picture. He is way too strong for us to handle. Even Nagato with his Rinnegan was struggling against this monster. He is a genjutsu, kenjutsu, ninjutsu, shurikenjutsu, and even fuinjutsu master. He doesn't have any weakness. Maybe except for his family members. Obito contemplates on the matter. He turns towards Black Zetsu and speaks. It is time for you to officially join the Akatsuki. We need to recruit more members for our plan to succeed. I will discuss our plans with Pain. I will infiltrate Hidden Mist Village and will seek a way to gain control of the 4th Mitsukage. Their Mitsukage is quite young, and he is a Jinchuki as well. We need resources to support Akatsuki and initiate the next step of our plan. I will control Hidden Mist and gain funds for our operations. Obito swirls out of the hideout. Black Zetsu looks at the disappearing figure of Obito and thinks. Mother! I am one more step closer to your revival. All chakra shall be reunited again and form the chakra tree. That foolish Hagoromo distributed the chakra to mankind and wasted it. but I will soon reunite it. Mother shall see this world once again. All chakra shall return to its original owner. Black Zetsu enters the ground and moves out from the hideout. Izuna enters inside the Uchiha compound and strolls in the market. He observes the passerby and notices a lack of non-Uchiha citizens. The Uchihas are isolating themselves. Even the Uchiha police force appears to be cold and distant. I suppose Fugaku is pressured by those old geezers of the clan. After granduncle passed away, there is no one to keep them under tabs. It was their ambition paired with Danza's manipulation, which leads to the downfall of the Uchiha clan. I have dealt with Danza, but these old senile geezers are still persistent. I don't want to step in early to involve in the conflict, as it is too much of a pain in the ass and the ambitions of these old geezers will only increase. But I won't allow the mindless slaughter of the clan. If Obito touches my family, I will end him. I don't care about the future. I am a selfish person and I don't have any thoughts regarding other Uchiha clan members, but my parents are my bottom line. He enters his house, and his mother greets him. Izuna dear. It has been a while since you last showed up. Mother missed you a lot. You will be a big brother soon. Are you happy about it? Izuna tilts his head and questioningly looked at Eiko. Mother. But your womb. He points towards Eiko's stomach. Oh. That. We followed Tsunade-san's procedure, and your Aunt Fumiko agreed to be the adoptive mother of our child. She is 2 months pregnant now and soon you and Shisui will become a big brother. Wow. That's great. I can't wait for my sibling to be born. I want a cute little sister. Izuna smiles in happiness. So, Tsunade succeeded in the procedure. That's a genius for you. I have to thank her for her hard work. I will gift the expensive honey wine from the land of honey to her. I got it during one of my Anbu missions and I preserved it in one of my scrolls. Where is father? Izuna looks around and notices the absence of Akira. There is an important clan meeting held in the Nakar shrine. Your father is attending the meeting. I am not sure of the issue, but it is regarding the attitude of higher-ups of the village against the Uchiha clan. This politics and all, I don't want to be a part of it. I will cook your favorite dish tonight. Eiko enters the kitchen. Guess I will check up on Shisui, Itakai, Sasuke, and Naruto. I haven't seen their progress in a while. Izuna closes his eyes and enters semi-sage mode. He senses the chakra of Shisui and the rest of them. There you are, Uchiha Training Ground 5. Big brother will like to see your progress. Izuna walks out of his house and flickers towards the training ground. He reaches inside the training ground within seconds. Izuna hides his presence and eavesdrops on them. Shisui is training Naruto whereas Itakai is training Sasuke. Naruto-kun. You have large amounts of chakra. I haven't seen such amounts of chakra in any shinobi except for Big Brother Izuna. His chakra reserves are vast, but for some unknown reasons, Big Brother was always low on chakra. Maybe he was working on another of his new techniques, which consumed an enormous amount of chakra. Anyway, my point is you have terrible chakra control because of your large reserves. I have taught you Shuriken Jutsu, some simple wind jutsus, and basic Taijutsu in this past year. Now, it is time to train your chakra control. If you have a good chakra control, you will be able to use several jutsu using the same amount of chakra. Naruto tilts his head in confusion and questions Shisui. Big brother Shisui, that's quite complicated. I don't quite get it. I hate complicated stuff. Can you explain it in simple terms? Datbyo. Shisui thinks for a while before he replies. Naruto, consider your body as a bowl of ramen. Your chakra is the broth of ramen. Now your body has lots of broth. I mean chakra in it, which means your bowl is bigger than the rest of people. But isn't it a good thing? I have a larger bowl, then I will get to eat more ramen. Datbyo. Naruto licks his tongue. It is a good thing, but there is a catch to it. Naruto imagines if your ramen has lots of broth, but there are fewer noodles in your bowl. Will you like your ramen? Shisui questions Naruto. No. I want more noodles in my ramen. Datbyo. Naruto complains. Exactly, that extra broth in your body. I mean chakra is wasted. To fully enjoy the extra broth, you need extra noodles and toppings. Such is the case with you. To make use of that extra chakra and to not waste it, you need more noodles. I mean more chakra control. Then, only will you be able to enjoy your ramen. I mean you will efficiently use your chakra. Shisui holds his breath and stares at Naruto. Do you understand, Naruto? Yes, I understand a little. Next time, I will ask Old Man Tki to add more noodles in my ramen. Naruto nods to Shisui. Damn. Shisui clutches his head. Ha ha. Izuna chuckles and shakes his head. This Naruto. He only cares about ramen. I have to step in. Shisui must be going insane in this past year. Standard training can't teach Naruto, he requires specialized training. Let me take a look at Sasuke's progress. He is smarter among the duo. I don't think he would face any difficulty with the training. Izuna turns towards Sasuke and Itakai. Itakai is training Sasuke in Shuriken Jutsu. There are a bunch of target places around them. Itakai picks up a bunch of kunais and tosses them up in the air. He draws more kunais from his holster and throws them at the previous kunais. The kunais change their trajectory and hit the target. Look at the movement of my hand and the trajectory of kunais. Once your observation skills are good enough, you can perform the same feat as me. Itakai reminds Sasuke. Sasuke looks at Itakai with disinterest. Big brother Itakai, can you perform the Shuriken Jutsu technique used by Big brother Izuna? You know what I mean. By just using one shuriken he directed the trajectory of all kunais. Can you do that Itakai-ni-san? Sasuke questions Itakai. Itakai hangs his head low in embarrassment and replies. I still can't do that. It requires very precise calculations, but I will be able to do it in a few more days. Then you are no fun, Itakai-ni-san. Teach me something else, which I don't know. Sasuke turns his head away and walks towards Naruto. Itakai sighs and looks at Sasuke's back. I am not a good big brother. I can't even train my little brother. What would big brother Izuna do in this case? Izuna laughs again as he clutches his stomach. This is way too hilarious. The genius Itakai is struggling to teach his younger brother. At least, there is something out there which Itakai is not good at. He jumps from the tree and walks towards the group. Shisui and Itakai notice him. Big brother Izuna, you are back. It has been a while since I last saw you. Shisui walks in front of Izuna and curiously looks at him. You must have trained away from the village for a year while doing your mission. I want to see how strong I am in your comparison. Let's have a spar Izuna-ni-san. Shisui proposes a spar between them. It's a good idea, Shisui. I also want to see the progress of both you and Itachi. Izuna jumps back and takes a fighting stance. Come at me, both of you. Shisui and Itachi, both of you join fight with me together. Naruto and Sasuke near a corner of the training ground and excitedly look at their fight. Sasuke, who do you think will among them? Datbyo. Naruto questions Sasuke. Is there even a need to ask? Even a retard could guess the result. Obviously, Izuna Ni-san will win the spa. Even if he is fighting against Shisui and Itachi Ni-san, Izuna Ni-san is a lot stronger than both of them. Sasuke smugly folds his hands in front of his chest. Oh. Is that so? Hey. What do you mean by this? Do you want to say that I am a retard? Naruto grabs the collar of Sasuke. Do you want a beating, you knucklehead? Sasuke clutches Naruto's hand. Oh. Yeah, you smart ace. I will beat your ass. Naruto and Sasuke engage in a fight. Boom. Their fight is interrupted by a large explosion. Both of them leave each other's collars and look at the spa. Itachi made some hand signs and fired a great fireball technique at Izuna. Izuna jumps and avoids the jutsu. Shisui makes some hand signs and shouts. Wind style, vacuum bullet. The wind amplifies the fireball jutsu and creates a much bigger fireball. Boom. The fireball rams in Izuna. Dust and debris cover their vision. Shisui and Itachi take out their kunai and raises their guard. Various kunais and shurikens attack them. Both of them skillfully deflect all kunais and shurikens. Behind you. Shisui warns Itachi. Itachi turns around and folds his hand to block a kick from Izuna. The impulse from the kick sends him flying away. Shadow body flicker. Shisui disappears, and multiple shadow clones surround Izuna. They start to constantly attack Izuna as Shisui shifts his position within the real clones and the afterimage clones. So, Shisui has mastered this technique. He has officially become Shisui of the body flicker. Izuna continue to block Shisui's attack and praises him. You have come a long way, Shisui. You have successfully mastered this technique and even improved it to pair with shadow clones. Well done. Thank you, Izuna Ni-san. Victory will be ours. Oh. Don't get too ahead of yourself. This is just warm-up for 3 of us. Izuna throws a shuriken at the various afterimages and clones and makes some hand signs. Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu. Several shurikens appear in front of him and attack Shisui. All of his afterimages and clones disappear. The real Shisui blocks the shurikens with a kunai and appears in front of Izuna. Itachi also joins him, and both of them look at each other and nod. Wow, so awesome. Izuna Ni-san, Shisui Ni-san, and Itachi Ni-san are so awesome. Datbyo. Naruto claps his hand in astonishment. They were just doing some warm-up. The actual fight hasn't even started. None of them have even activated their Sharingan yet. Sasuke chides Naruto. Oh. Is that so? I thought they were seriously fighting against each other. Naruto scratches his head in embarrassment. That's why you are a knucklehead. What did you say? Mind repeating. Naruto angrily glares at Sasuke. Sasuke turns towards Naruto and looks him in eyes. Naruto, you are a big idiot. You have done it, Sasuke. Naruto punches towards Sasuke. Sasuke easily avoids the punch. Both of them engage in another round of their cat fight. Itakai and Shisui seriously look at each other and nod. It's time to show our year's worth of extensive training to Azuna Ni-san. Yes, big brother Shisui. We have worked hard, it is time to test the results. Sharingan. Both of them activate their Sharingan and close the gap between them. Oh. Itakai has a 3-Tomo Sharingan. He must have worked hard to master his Sharingan. Itakai and Shisui engage in a taijutsu fight with Azuna. He blocks their kicks with his hands and returns the favor by kicking them away. Shisui and Itakai somersaults in the air and prevents their descent. Itakai makes some hand signs. Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu. He fires off many small fireballs at Azuna. Water style, Water Dragon Jutsu. Azuna creates a water dragon. The water dragon fires many water bullets at the fireballs and cancels them. Itakai jumps and avoids the water bullets. Oh. It's a distraction. So, where is Shisui? Shisui pops out of Azuna's shadow and tries to stab him. Shadow assassination. Nice try. But I was a former Anbu captain. So, I am still your senior. Azuna kicks Shisui away. You can't use Anbu techniques against an Anbu. Got you. Shisui smirks and disappears in a puff of smoke. Boom. A large explosion engulfs Azuna. Shisui appears beside Itakai and stares at the explosion. Get ready to engage. It can't be over this easily. Azuna appears unscathed from the explosion. Earth wall crumbles around him while he is holding a stack of paper bombs in his hand. Azuna's left hand is coated in lightning chakra which nullifies the explosive chakra of paper bombs. He throws away the paper bomb and looks at them. Come on. Is this the best you can do? I have trained both of you in many jutsu and techniques, use them against me. If it is the extent of your growth, then I am disappointed. Azuna disappears from their vision and reappears in front of them. He punches both of them in the gut. Finally, we caught you in our trap. Two of them smirks at Azuna. Shisui's body turns into lightning and binds Azuna. Itakai turns into many crows and flies away. The real Itakai and Shisui appear from the ground and cautiously look at Azuna. There is a sealing formula below Azuna that roots him to the spot. The lightning binds him with the sealing formula. We have laid this trap while fighting you. It was very difficult to pull off. But we successfully pulled it off. How is it? That's our cooperation, ninjutsu. It is still a work in progress. Shisui looks at Azuna in anticipation. Not bad. You got me. It is indeed an excellent technique. But there are many flaws to it. And I think you have forgotten one crucial factor. Let me remind you, I am a sealing grandmaster. Such messy sealing formula won't be able to hold me. Azuna riles up his chakra and the sealing formula crumbles. A figure appears behind Naruto and Sasuke and pulls their ear. Oh! Oh! Both of them shriek in pain and look at the intruder. They are stunned to see the intruder and stutter. After stuttering for a while, only a single phrase escapes from their mouth. How? Azuna pulled their ear. Both of them yell loudly. Oh! Oh! It hurts, Azuna Ni-san. Naruto rubbed his ear and excitedly looked at Azuna. How are you here, Ni-san? He points at another Azuna sparring with Shisui and Itakai. He is. Sasuke tilts his head in confusion. He is a shadow clone. All this time, they were fighting against my shadow clone all along. Sasuke looks at Azuna with wide eyes. Wow, Izuna ni-san. You are so strong. Izuna sits with them and watches the one-sided beating of Shisui and Itakai. After a while, both of them give up. The shadow clone dispels itself, which shocks Shisui and Itakai. They stare at the empty space for a while. Izuna appears in front of them. Both of you require a lot of training. I will stay here for a while, I will retrain you guys. Shisui and Itakai shakes their head and gets up. Izuna uses medical ninjutsu to heal their wounds and bruises. He uses nature energy to rejuvenate their body. Let's go to Yakiniku barbecue restaurant. It's my treat. Izuna leads them to Yakiniku restaurant. I will eat lots of meat. Datbyo. Naruto jumps in excitement. Inside the restaurant, Izuna, Shisui, Itakai, Naruto, and Sasuke grabs a corner and seat there. All of them orders lots of meat. Izuna grills his meat as he stares at Shisui and Itakai. That earlier technique, have both of you joined the Anbu? Izuna puts many silencing seals around the place as he converses with them. Both of nods and Itakai replies. Yes, Izuna ni-san. After becoming a chunin, Hokage-sama suggested me to join the Anbu. He wanted to fulfill the gap left by you with a talented individual. So, he chose me and Shisui ni-san. We are a part of your former team Ro. So, Hokage-sama told you about my retirement from Anbu. I have no qualms with that. Listen well, Anbu is a place of darkness. Don't get lost in the darkness and stray away from the light. Izuna advises them. They continue to eat their food. Naruto and Sasuke start another fight. Naruto ate the best piece of meat from Sasuke's grill. I was saving the best for the last, you knucklehead. Sasuke angrily glares at Naruto. Oh. I thought you were full. So, I ate it. It's not a big issue. Here, you can have mine. Naruto offers half-grilled meat to Sasuke. Damn it, Naruto. Don't test my patience. Sasuke angrily snaps at Naruto. Izuna pulls their ear and silences them. Oh. Oh. Both of you stop fighting with each other. I have seen your training. You have done quite a good job. Naruto and Sasuke smile at these words. To make Shisui and Itakai's life miserable. Starting tomorrow onwards, I will personally train both of you for a while. Naruto and Sasuke hang down their head, but after a while, they cheer in excitation. Don't be happy so early. You will beg me to stop tomorrow. Izuna smiles wickedly. Sasuke. I have a bad feeling about this. Naruto pulls Sasuke's sleeve. Me too, Naruto. Sasuke gulps his saliva. Izuna talks with Itakai and Shisui for a while. He advises them on some matters related to Anbu missions. Izuna pays the bill and drags a sleeping Naruto on his shoulders. You three move ahead without me. I will drop Naruto at his place. Also, I have some other matters to handle. Okay, Izuna ni-san. Shisui nods to him. See you tomorrow, Izuna ni-san. Sasuke waves his hand. Izuna carries Naruto towards the Senju compounds. He enters and knocks on the door. Shitsune walks out of the house and greets him. It has been a while, Izuna. Yes, it has been a while. Izuna hands over Naruto to Shitsune. He is fast asleep right now. Lay him on the bed. Shitsune places Naruto on the bed and return to Izuna. Where is Tsunade-san? Tsunade-sama is attending to patients in the Konoha hospital. You will find her in her office. Shitsune replies to him. Thank you, Shitsune. Izuna teleports inside Tsunade's office. Inside the Konoha hospital. Tsunade held a report in her hand while inspecting it. The procedure was successful. I have collected lots of data from it. I think I can further improve this technique. But before that, I have to gather more data, and it will only complete after the birth of the child. Suddenly wind flutters her cloth, and Izuna appears out of nowhere. All the papers on the table flies around and Tsunade's anger rises. Yo! Did you miss me? You bastard! Instead of a hug, a punch greets him. Tsunade punches him and Izuna takes it like a man. He is sent flying out of the ceiling. Izuna stands up and walks towards Tsunade. You are a brute, Tsunade. This is part of the reason you will turn into an old hag in few more years. What did you say? Mind repeating it. Tsunade has a tick mark on her forehead and she clenches her fist tightly. Okay. Okay. My bad. I shouldn't have startled you. Izuna raises his hands and gives up. Tsunade points at the mess of paper all around. She angrily glares at Izuna. Put them all back together on the table. Yes. Ma'am. Izuna picks up the papers and arranges them on the table. He sits in front of Tsunade and stares at her. It has been a while since we last met and this is how you greet me. It is quite rude of you, Tsunade. Ha. Tsunade sighs and hands over the paper in her hand to Izuna. I have been working on this technique. It is for your family, kid. You requested me to find a solution. Izuna grabs the paper and reads its content. There is detailed information on surrogacy and in vitro fertilization. You did a superb job, Tsunade. I am thankful for your help. It brought happiness to my parents. Izuna bows his head to Tsunade. It will be quite good, kid, if you can buy me a drink or two. I am broke again. Tsunade sighs again. Oh. I have a present for you, Tsunade. Izuna pulls out the honey wine. It is the limited honey wine from Land of Honey. It is quite expensive and you need a fortune to afford it. He places the wine on the table. Tsunade hungrily looks at the wine and gulps her saliva. You are aware of my tastes. I might marry you if you take such good care of me. Tsunade jokes. Then let's go on a date. We will have a taste of this delicacy while enjoying our date. Izuna bows in a gentleman and proposes to Tsunade. Tsunade chuckles and grabs his hand. Hold tightly. We are about to teleport. Izuna pulls Tsunade in her embrace and teleports from the place. Whoosh, whiz. They appear inside a wooden cottage. Tsunade leaves his embrace and inspects the cottage. This feeling, this refreshing chakra. I have felt it somewhere before. Tsunade dashes towards the door and looks around. A vast expanse of trees appears in her vision. We are inside the Shikotsu forest. I knew this feeling. Tsunade turns around and stares at Izuna. Mind explaining. It is nothing complicated. It is like this. Izuna explains his journey to Tsunade. So, you are already a sage. You have quite a talent, kid. Also, don't tell me we are on the top of the giant tree of Shikotsu forest. Izuna nods his head. I trained here and slept in this cottage. It has a scenic view of it. Izuna pulls out a table and chairs from the cottage and places them on the branch. Let's continue our date. I have something important to talk about. I hope you will listen to my request. Both of them sit on the table. Izuna pulls out 2 wine glasses from his storage space and fills them with wine. Let's enjoy this wine while basking in this beautiful moonlight. Cheers. Izuna sips his wine slowly as he talks with Tsunade. After talking about some pointless things for a while, he comes to the real matter. Tsunade, I want you to learn Sage Mode. You have the title of Sanin. It's time for you to become a real sage. Tsunade puts down her glass and stares at the moon. I don't want to. You are already a sage. With you and Jiraiya around, I doubt anybody will be able to harm our village. There is no need for me to learn Sage Mode. Ha! Izuna sighs. He stares at Tsunade. Why is she so stubborn? Tsunade, I have some matters to disclose to you. I fought against an enemy with the eyes of Sage of 6 Paths. He is very powerful and can easily destroy our village. I want to make sure our village remains safe, in case I am out of the village. Izuna tries to convince Tsunade. Tsunade refuses to budge as she calmly drinks her wine. I am left with no choice. I have to mix some lies with the truth. Izuna grabs Tsunade's hand, which startles her. Izuna, no matter what. I won't train in Sage Mode. It was only because of you that I persisted this long in a village, otherwise I would have already left the village. Izuna places his hand on Tsunade's mouth and places a silencing seal. Tsunade angrily glares at him. You can get angry all you want. But first, listen to me. Our world is in danger. Yes, not just Konoha but the entire Shinobi world. Tsunade calms down and stares at Izuna. Explain. Then, listen. Zwandi, you must be aware of the great toad sage of Mount Myoboku. Tsunade nods her head. He divined a prophecy for Jiraiya, a few years ago. Exactly, he summoned me to his abode and divined a prophecy for me. Many powerful otherworldly invaders will attack the Shinobi world. He also prophesied about the 4th Shinobi War. I am not sure of the exact time, but there will be a brutal war in the future. So, in order to prepare for the future, I want you to grow stronger. I don't want any friends and family to lose their lives in the war. Tsunade, you are one of the few people close to me, I don't want you to get hurt. That's why Tsunade, you should train in Sage Mode. Your creation rebirth seal is imperfect. With the help of Sage Mode, you will be able to perfect it and avoid the side effect. Tsunade closes her eyes as memories of previous wars flashed in her mind. The image of Dan and Nawaki appeared in her mind, which overlapped with that of Izuna. Tsunade clenched her fist and resolutely stood up. Fine, I will start my training in Sage Mode. Izuna wraps his hand around Tsunade and teleports from the treetop. He appears in front of Katsuyu. Lady Katsuyu, I have convinced Tsunade. She will start her training from tomorrow onwards. Katsuyu nods her optical tentacles. Thank you, Izuna-kun. Okay. Then farewell. Izuna places his hand on Tsunade's shoulder and prepares to teleport to Konoha. I will reverse summon myself tomorrow, Tsunade informs Katsuyu before teleporting away. Katsuyu looks at Izuna and Tsunade's pair. They would make a perfect couple if only Tsunade was a little younger. Katsuyu sighs and enters inside her cave. For the next few days, Izuna trains both Sasuke and Naruto. Shisui and Itakai are out on an Anbu mission in Land of Woods. Hiruzen orders them to seek an alliance with the Prajna group, an Anbu group of Land of Woods. Izuna stares at Sasuke and Naruto, who are hanging upside down on a tree. He is training their chakra control. Izuna has tied their hands and legs. They have to maintain their position without falling. Things are progressing way too faster. Since I have dealt with Danza, there won't be any violent massacre. But the ambition of those old geezers of clan. Sigh. Izuna remembers his previous clan meeting where he tried to talk the elders of Uchiha clan down. If they don't want to cooperate, then I can only let Shisui put them into a genjutsu and manipulate them. Izuna sighs and continues to provide tips to Naruto and Sasuke. Both of them continue to fall and climb back again. Inside the private room besides Hokage's office, Hiruzen, Koharu, and Homura sat around a table and discuss important matters. It has been a year since Danza went missing. We assume that he is dead. Whoever did it, he did a clean job. Homura sighs and laments at Danza's loss. But to think, Danza had such dealings. He was involved in most of the schemes and plots against the village. We have been raising a serpent all along. His hunger for power was too intense. Koharu sighs and rests against the chair. Our era is over. It is time to pass our responsibilities to the next generation. What do you think about it? Hiruzen picks up his pipe and smokes. There is no suitable candidate for Hokage's position. However, I would like to make Sakumoha take as the new village elder. He will replace Danza's position in the Elder Council. What are your thoughts on this matter? Hiruzen continues. Koharu and Homura contemplate before nodding in affirmation. We agree with your decision. Let us hold a council meeting tomorrow and declare it. Hiruzen takes a deep puff from his pipe and places it on the table. He takes out a report and presents it to them. Now, let's talk about serious matter. The elders of the Uchiha clan are planning something. Whatever it is not favorable for the village. Homura picks up the report and reads it. We have no valid proof against them. We can't take any action recklessly. We need to increase surveillance of the Uchiha clan. He suggests. Yes, I will deploy another Anbu team to monitor them. Danza's schemes have caused quite a problem for us. If we fail to deal with the situation effectively, then it may spell another ninja war. Konoha isn't ready for another war. The previous war and the Ninetales incident had exhausted our village. Hiruzen sighs again. I will think of a solution to this matter and inform you later. We can't allow another major incident in the village. Hiruzen stands up and walks towards his office. Koharu and Homura depart shortly. A month passed in the blink of an eye. Izuna regularly visits Aunt Fumiko to check on her. Aunt Fumiko is in the 4th month of her pregnancy. It will be a while before the baby will be born. Izuna regularly reports to Tsunade, who is training Sage Mode in Shikotsu Forest. Her progress is relatively slow compared to Izuna. She has to use the slug oil to aid in the absorption of nature energy. Despite her efforts, she is still stuck at the first step of Sage Mode. It will take her a while to sense nature energy effortless. Izuna teleports back to the village. He stands on top of the Hokage monument and stares at the village. Time to bid farewell. I will train for another 4 months and I will return before the birth of my sibling. Mount Myoboku is still the ideal place to train in nature transformations. I have progressed a lot in the Kekai Tota release. Beside dust release and power release, I will be able to use another Kekai Tota soon. An icy blue flame appears in his hand. The flame flickers for a while before it extinguishes completely. This combination of fire release and ice release is still unstable. I have to figure out the correct chakra ratio and conditions to stabilize it. For now, I will name it as Arctic Release. Yes, Arctic Release seems suitable. Izuna clenches his fist and teleports from the village. He reappears inside Mount Myobaku. Fukasaku hops towards him and greets him. You are back, Izuna boy. Will you continue your nature transformation training? You are quite close to attaining another Kekai Tota. I will help with your training. Fukasaku claps his hands and enters Sage mode. Izuna boy. I will able to sense changes in your chakra more easily this way. Now start your training. Izuna activates his Sharingan to observe the ratio of chakra. He infused fire release from one hand and ice release from another. Blue flames forms in between his hands. Izuna infuses more chakra into the jutsu to make it bigger. This surge of chakra destabilized the jutsu, and it exploded on him. Boom! One of his hand froze, and another got charred. He quickly healed his hand and started again. Boom! Again. Boom! Again. The training continues for another month. Izuna continues to practice the Arctic Release. Many people spent their entire life to figure out a nature transformation. The second Sushikage developed the dust release and passed it on to third Sushikage. It was his greatest achievement. Inside the Anbu headquarters, Hiruzen summons Shisui and Itakai. Both of them flickers before him and bow to him. They await further orders from Hiruzen. Hiruzen turns towards them and speaks. Shisui Uchiha and Itakai Uchiha. Both of you are an excellent member of Anbu. Your achievements in this past year marveled me. Your capabilities only lie short to Izuna Uchiha. Hiruzen looks towards Shisui and nods. Your grandfather Kigami Uchiha was a close aide of 2nd Hokage Tobirama Senju. He was my senior and a close friend. You have grown quite well, and I hope you follow Kigami's example. The will of fire burns brighter within both of you. I don't want the village to engulf in chaos and flames of hatred. Itakai hesitates for a while before he speaks. Hokage-sama. I have something to report to you. Hiruzen stares at Itakai and nods his head. Proceed. Hokage-sama. Fugaku Uchiha, the current leader of the Uchiha clan, and my father ordered me to join Anbu to seek information on the Elder Council. This way, I am acting as a spy for the clan. Hiruzen sighs and rubs his forehead. I can understand your sentiments. You are part of a clan, after all. But remember this, you are also a Konoha citizen. This entire village is your family. You can't harm them for the sake of your close relatives. However, I am glad that you informed me about this. I will issue a mission to you now. From today onwards, you will act as a spy for me and monitor the Uchiha clan. You will be a double agent this way. Yes, Hokage-sama. I understand. I won't disappoint you. Itakai bows his head. Hokage-sama. Shall I consult with Izuna Ni-san? He was the former Anbu captain. Maybe he could find a peaceful solution. Hiruzen sighs and reminds Shisui. Izuna Uchiha is the genius of the Uchiha clan, but he isn't the son of clan leader. He is a disposable piece to elders. Izuna also understands this. Sometimes, power isn't the only way to govern people. Power and politics go hand by hand. Izuna Uchiha has power, but he has no political say. Or to be precise, he isn't interested in anything except training. This S-rank mission is just a disguise for him to train. It would be better if he isn't involved in this. If he turned against the village, then Konoha will suffer quite a loss. I want to settle the matter peacefully. You two, keep updating me on the latest intel. Yes, Hokage-sama. Both of them nods and flickers out from the headquarters. Hiruzen sighs and stares at the moon. Things have turned quite complicated. I hope it will end peacefully. Inside a secret chamber of Nakar Shrine, many Uchiha clan elders sit on around a table discussing their plans. Asahi, everything is ready, right? One of the clan elders questions a nearby Uchiha clan member. The clan member bows before the elder and reports. Yes, Ijiro-sama. We have secretly secured lots of kunais and shurikens from the land of hot water. The preparations are ready, we just need orders from you. Ijiro nods to him and turns towards Fugaku. Fugaku, how are the preparations on your end? If we want to gain control of the village, then we need to deal with Hokage and his Anbu guards. Have you gathered the necessary intel regarding this matter? We have to finish him in a single blow or else things will blow out of proportion. If it alerts other clans, then we would have to face against a combined assault of many other clans. Fugaku looks at the group of clan elders. So, things have turned out this way. Father died because of his sickness, and I became the next clan head. But these clan elders manipulated various members of the clan to gain power and control. I don't even have a say in this matter. It took me a while to realize their ambition. It's too late now, I can only play along with them. I hope Uchiha clan won't suffer much in this conflict. Fugaku nods towards the group of clan elders and informs them. My elder son, Itakai Uchiha, joined Anbu a year ago. He had collected the necessary intel during this time. All the Anbu's patrol duty, team formations, members, and all such. I will call him to provide the information. Fugaku whispers something to a nearby Jounin. The Jounin walks out of the meeting room and comes with Itakai in tow. Itakai, present the intel to clan elders. Itakai bows and greets the clan elders. He forks out a scroll from his pocket and passes it to Ijiro. This is the intel I have collected this past year. There is detailed information about Anbu members, their patrol duties, and even their jutsus. I have inspected every last detail. Ijiro skims through the scroll and rolls it and passes it to another elder. You have quite a talented son, Fugaku. He had grown in an excellent young man. His wits and intelligence remind me of your father, Fukashi Uchiha. He was such a great man, but he lacked ambition. Otherwise, we wouldn't have fallen in such a state. Let's show the power of the Uchiha clan to these old fools of Konoha. Ijiro clenches his fist. For the clan. Yes, for the clan. The rest of the clan elders follow his lead. So, he is the perpetrator of this incident. Itakai silently stares at Ijiro. I have to report this to Hokage-sama. The clan is on the verge of coup d'état. If this continues, then civil war will erupt in Konoha. I can't allow Sajuk to suffer in the misery of civil war. I have to stop them. Itakai silently retreats. The discussion continues. Ijiro gathers all the members of the Uchiha police force and addresses them. My Uchiha clan members, the village, had discriminated against us. The second Hokage Tobirama Senju hated us. He isolated us to the boundaries of the village. We bear with it. We wholeheartedly served the village, kept the prisoners of Konoha in check. We secured the village as police force, but what did we get in return? Ijiro clenches his fist and slams it on the table. Hatred and suspicion. The villagers fear us for our prowess. They blamed the Ninetales incident on our clan. Forced us to move to the outer boundaries of the village. Not only this, they even left their loyal dog on our tail. Many of you must have noticed the dogs of the village sniffing around our clan. They forced us in a corner. We must retaliate and restore the former glory of Uchiha clan. Ijiro raises his hand passionately. Yes, for the clan. All the Uchiha police force members yell in unison. For the clan. For the clan. Fugaku looks at the members of the Uchiha police force with a conflicted gaze. They are a herd of sheep and Ijiro is their shepherd. It is too late to knock sense into them. Before I could gain the support of the clan members after assuming the position of clan head, Ijiro had already swayed their opinion. I am a clan head only in name. Father, only if you were alive, then things wouldn't have played out like this. Fugaku sighs and turns towards Ijiro. Clan elder Ijiro, how long would it take to prepare for the last confrontation? Soon, it will happen soon. We will set in a week or two. I will inform you later. For now, we will discuss the intel and devise a strategy to effectively deal with Hokage. The discussion continues as the clan elders plots a plan. Inside the Hokage office. Itakai bows before Hiruzen as he reports. I have the latest intel of my spy mission. I would like to inform you of this matter. Hiruzen nods and waves his hand to dismiss the Anbu guards. Later, inside the private room beside Hokage's office. Hiruzen, Koharu, and Homura sit around a table as they listen to the report of Itakai. If they are going to start a revolution and usurp our power, we have no choice but to judge the Uchiha as traitors of the leaf. Koharu concludes. Don't rush to such a decision. Hiruzen interrupts her. We must take measures to avoid the mayhem. Homura agrees with Koharu. Even if we want to stop the revolution of Uchiha, taking on the Uchiha will be no simple task. There's got to be some sort of strategy we can use. We should join forces with other clans and launch a surprise attack on Uchiha from behind. It will be over in no time. Koharu presents her opinion. I want to settle it with words before force. Hiruzen towards Itakai and orders. Itakai, buy me some time, however little it may be. Yes, Hokage-sama. Itakai nods and disappears from his spot. Later inside Anbu headquarters. Shisui and Itakai bows before Hiruzen as Itakai reports to Hiruzen. Hokage-sama. The Uchiha will start their revolution from next week. We have 6 days to stop this coup. Hiruzen sighs and rubs his forehead. I can't allow the village to fall this easily. It's a failure on my part. If the coup starts, it will embroil the village in a civil war. Our forces will weaken considerably, and other nations won't sit idly. They will use this opportunity to wage war on Konoha. Konoha is the strongest hidden village with the most resources. If the coup happens, the 4th Shinobi War will be around the corner. But this time, it will be all nations against the Land of Fire. I don't want such an ending. Itakai continues his report. Hokage-sama, the Uchiha clan elder Ijiro, is the perpetrator behind the coup. If we can deal with him, then we can stop the coup. That might be a possibility. But I am sure you are aware of the consequences of this decision. Itakai nods and continues. It won't be enough to quell the hatred built up among the Uchiha clan members. It will only fan the flames and will inevitably lead to a coup. Thus, we are only postponing the inevitable. Shai Sui quietly listens to their conversation as he is stuck in a dilemma. Should I tell them about the abilities of my Mangekyo Sharingan? Izunani-san warned me to not disclose them. He said, the power of your Sharingan is way too great. It can lead to the greed of power-hungry people who will try to hunt you down to gain your eyes. So, don't disclose your eyes to anyone under any circumstances. But I have to think of a solution to prevent the downfall of Uchiha clan. Shai Sui continues to ponder over the matter. After pondering for a while, he concludes. For the sake of my family, my friends, and my clan, I have to do it. He turns towards Hiruzen and speaks. Hokage-sama, I have a solution to our problem. Ha! Hiruzen is startled by Shai Sui's words. He questionably stares at Shai Sui. Explain. Shai Sui activates his Mangekyo Sharingan and reveals them to Hiruzen and Itakai. Hiruzen is surprised to see the Mangekyo Sharingan. Mangekyo Sharingan, the forbidden power of the Uchiha clan. Image of Madara Uchiha pops in Hiruzen's mind and his spine shivers. The ability of my Mangekyo Sharingan allows me to control a person without their discretion. I will use this ability on Ijiro and manipulate him to quell the revolution. This way, the Uchiha's coup will be repelled. Then slowly, by manipulating Ijiro, the hatred of Uchiha clan members will be quenched. Hiruzen ponders for a while. It seems to be a quite feasible option. Then, Shai Sui Uchiha and Itakai Uchiha. I will issue this SS rank mission to both of you. Infiltrate the residence of Ijiro Uchiha and manipulate him to repel the rebellion of the Uchiha clan. The survival of the village depends on this mission. Failure isn't an option. Yes, Hokage-sama. Shai Sui and Itakai bows to Hiruzen and flickers out. I hope things will play out as planned. I don't want a repeat of the first Hokage's incident. Hiruzen sighs and looks towards the blood-red moon. Outside Konoha, a cloaked figure stares at the sensing barrier around Konoha. It's time to get back everything. The cloaked figure turns around and stares at a group of cloaked figures. The group wear long, black cloaks with red clouds, a red interior and a chin-high collar. They wore various shades of nail polish on their finger and toenails. There are a total of 4 members in the group, each with a distinctive feature on their robe. All of them wear a conical straw hat with small ornamental torques and tassels hanging down their faces. One member of Akatsuki walks towards the cloaked figure. We will help you with your chore, but in return we want 9 taels. That's the order from our leader. Then we will walk separate ways. The Akatsuki member tilts his hat and stares at the cloaked figure. I will keep my end of the bargain, but first you need to fulfill your part. The cloaked figure speaks in a hoarse voice. Very well then, keep this in mind. We can easily track you down and obliterate you from existence if you failed on your end of the deal. The Akatsuki member warns the cloaked figure. HMPH, you are a band of mercenaries. I will keep my promise. There is no need to banter about it. The cloaked figure snorts. Good. Then let's move to our task. The group walks towards the Konoha. The cloaked figure stops the Akatsuki members from entering the village. There is a sensing barrier around the village. It will easily detect the presence of the intruder. But don't worry, I know the key formula. It will be a simple task to bypass the barrier. The cloaked figure approaches the barrier and makes some hand signs. He slams his hand on the barrier. A Fuinjutsu formula appears below his hand and covers a small part of the barrier. A door-sized opening forms in the barrier. The cloaked figure enters inside the village together with the members of Akatsuki. The cloaked figure points in the direction of the Uchiha clan. Our aim is to slaughter the members of the Uchiha clan. Don't destroy their eyes, the eyes are valuable. The cloaked figure reminds them. Now then, let the massacre begin. He laughs maniacally and dashes in a certain direction. Itakai and Shisui infiltrate the residence of Ijiro Uchiha. They sneakily enter inside his room and wait for him to appear. Do you think this plan will work? Itakai questions Shisui. It should. My main Gekyo Sharingan cast a very powerful Genjutsu Kotomatsu Kami, which allows me to manipulate the thoughts of a person without his awareness. Big brother Arjuna helped me train my main Gekyo Sharingan, and I can even use the Susanoo, the most prized technique of our Uchiha clan. Itakai nods to Shisui and mutters to himself. Sajuke, I won't allow anybody to ruin your childhood. Both of them hid inside the room and wait for the elder to appear. Ijiro Uchiha leisurely enters inside the bathhouse of his mansion. He pours a cup of sake and smells the fragrance of sake before gulping in one go. My useless, idiotic son, I am doing it for his sake. That Fukashi, he snatched the position of clan head from me and got promoted as the clan head. He smashed my dream to become the clan head into a pulp. I could only leave my ambition to my son. But this idiot wastrel, he wasted his life on alcohol and gambling. Fukashi used this opportunity to instate his son Fugaku as the new clan head. Ijiro smashes the cup into a nearby stone. He fills up another cup and gulps it down. Ha ha! I have to celebrate on this occasion. That Fukashi, he would have never thought, his old illness would flare up and claim his life. How could I miss this golden opportunity? I swayed the opinion of other clan elders in my favor with some profits. Now, Fugaku is a clan head only in name. The actual power lies in my hand. But what I want the official position of clan head and gain control of the entire clan. Ijiro laughs hysterically. No. Soon it will be the entire village. I will become the new Hokage of the village. Ha ha. If only my wastrel son was a little competent. Thankfully, my grandson is smart like me. He is a genin now and will soon become a genin. A smile blooms on his face as the picture of a 12-year-old kid appears in his mind. But that son of Fugaku, I never expected him to be this talented. To be able to join Anbu at the age of 11, that kid is a genius among genius. Sigh. There is also the matter of Arjuna Uchiha, the most talented genius of the Uchiha clan. Ijiro smirks. He is nothing but a dog of the Uchiha clan. He has no political backing or background. He only has a distant relation with Fugaku's family. I will use him to fight against the village, and the other clans will dispose of him. This way, I will kill two birds with one stone. The position of Hokage will soon be in my grasp. Ijiro fantasizes his future days as Hokage. At the Uchiha clan square, the members of Akatsuki discuss among themselves. Who shall we start with? A hunchbacked man questions his group members. Kakuzu, you are the leader of this mission. You shall decide on this matter. Another member comments. There is no money involved in this mission. I hate such kind of missions. But it is the order from our leader, so we have to fulfill it. Kakuzu removes his hat and the Akatsuki cloak. He removes his cloak to reveal a ragdoll body. There are multiple stitches everywhere in his body. Hundreds of thick, grey tendrils hold his body together. There are 4 masks sewed on his back. Let's start with the older fellows. They are more troublesome to deal with. The youngster these days are incompetent and can't hold a candle against the old fellows. Kakuzu jumps towards the biggest house and vanishes. This old bastard Kakuzu. There is always money on his mind. He is even attacking the biggest house to rob the money. Sasori snorts at Kakuzu. Sasori, who do you will start with? His partner licks his blade as he curiously looks at Sasori. I will also start with the old fellows. I don't want additional trouble during the mission. Sasori crawls towards another house. He. I will start with young children. I like their cute little screams. The Akatsuki member licks his blade and rushes towards another house. The remaining Akatsuki members shake his head and barge in a nearby house. This bunch of maniacs. Looks like I am the only sane person in this band. Thus, the slaughter starts. Inside Ijiro's mansion. Itakai and Shisui patiently wait for the elder to appear. Kya! They hear a scream from the bathhouse. Itakai and Shisui immediately dash in the scream's direction. They enter inside the bathhouse and notice the dead body of Ijiro and a servant girl. Shisui and Itakai activate their Sharingan and inspect the body. Both of them are killed in a single blow. Itakai approaches the dead body. Their hearts and eyes are missing. He flips their body and inspects them. Someone has attacked and killed the clan elder. The killer hasn't gone far enough. Itakai, go and investigate the mansion. I will chase after the killer. The killer is quite vicious, I will stop him. Shisui follows the traces of the killer and dashes out of the bathhouse. Itakai lays the body of the dead and investigates the house. He comes across a broken safe in one of the rooms. Itakai inspects the safe. All the money and valuables are gone. What is the motive of the killer? Was he after the money, then did the killer steal their eyes and hearts? Shisui follows the trail and enters inside another mansion. He notices a similar scene in this mansion, too. The eyes and hearts of all the inhabitants of the house are ripped apart from their body and the safe of the house is looted. Damn. I am slower by a step. This killer is quite skilled. He must be an S-ranked shinobi. But this brutal way of killing, there is a record of such case in Anbu records. Shisui continues to chase after the killer as he recalls the records of the Anbu. He enters another house to see a similar carnage. I remembered it now. This method of inhumane killing, it is Kakuzu of Hidden Waterfall Village. The rogue shinobi who fought and survived against the first Hokage. Shisui recalls detailed information regarding Kakuzu. What is he doing here in the Hidden Leaf? Slaughtering the Uchiha clan nonetheless. I must stop him. Shisui jumps on top of a house and activates his main Gekyo Sharingan. He makes some hand signs. Lightning style, flicker flash. Shisui coats his legs in lightning chakra and dashes towards a house. The cloaked figure approaches in front of Izuna's house. He looks towards the house. Izuna Uchiha, you made me suffer hellish pain, now I will return the favor. All your family members and friends will become the sacrifice to soothe my eternal agony. The cloaked figure walks towards the gates of the house. He takes a step inside the house, a dome-shaped barrier stops his march. The cloaked man retreats and stares at the crimson barrier. A defensive barrier. You sure are cautious, Izuna Uchiha. Let me see how long will this barrier last. You won't be able to stop me from having my revenge. It's payback time. The cloaked man clenches his fist and smashes it in the barrier. The barrier shakes violently but is able to hold against the attack. The cloaked man flips his hand. A kunai appears in his hand. He coats the kunai in wind chakra and stabs it in the barrier. Some cracks appear in the barrier. The cloaked figure continues to stab at the same spot. The crack widens, and the barrier weakens. Ha! The cloaked figures give a final push, and the barrier disperses. It's time to return the agony. The cloaked figure enters the house. At Mount Myoboku, Izuna is sitting on the top of a tall tree while staring at the moon. The air is a bit chilly tonight. The blood moon. It signifies death and slaughter. It signifies the beginning of the end. Izuna takes support against a branch and stares at the stars. I have mastered the Arctic release during this time. My sibling will be born in almost a month. I will return early to take care of Aunt Fumiko. I want a cute little sister. I was a single child in my previous life and my parents left me early. Ha! Now I have a family and friends that cherish me. I won't allow any harm to befall on them. Crack! A bracelet on Izuna's wrist shatters into pieces. This startles Izuna. He immediately looks at the broken bracelet. This bracelet is the sealing formula of the barrier around my house. It's shattered, which means the barrier is destroyed. My parents are in danger. I have to return to the village immediately. Izuna immediately teleports to his house. Kakuzu continues to rob one house after another. He killed the members of the Uchiha clan effortlessly and stole their hearts and eyes. These Uchihas are quite rich. I have made a fortune. It was wise of me to accept this mission from the leader. I can live leisurely for my entire life without worrying about money. Kakuzu counts a stack of money and tosses them in a scroll in his hand and dashes towards another house. Swoosh! Lightning release, Shimiateki Senbon. A concentrated senbon of lightning chakra shoots towards Kakuzu. Ah! Earth release, Earth Spear. Kakuzu immediately passes chakra through his body. His body turns darker and hardens. Kakuzu jumps to avoid the senbon, but it manages to pierce through his hardened body. The senbon pierces Kakuzu's heart and strikes the ground. It creates a deep crater in the ground and lightning flickers inside the crater. That's one life down. Shisui appears a distance away from Kakuzu and warily looks at him. This guy is a monster with 5 lives. Big brother Izuna warned me to not engage against this guy in close combat. Ha! Ah! Earth grudge fear. Kakuzu bends down. The various animal masks on his back writhe alive and their heart beats furiously. The 4 animal mask struggles and escapes from Kakuzu's body. Many thread-like structures escape together with the mask and form strange creatures from them. One of the masks took on the shape of a demonic tiger. Another mask takes the form of a deformed bipedal. The third mask shapes into a demonic beaked bipedal. The fourth mask takes the form of a strange 4-legged body with thin wings. The wound near Kakuzu's heart closes. The demonic beaked bipedal mask shatters and crumbles into the dust. The creature turns into a pool of black threads. Kakuzu stands up and dusts his clothes. He stares at Shisui and remarks. Not bad, you killed me once. But will you be able to do it 4 more times? I don't know how you got intel on me, but it doesn't matter. I will replace my lost heart with yours. You will be a fine collection to my heart. All your power and vitality will be mine. Kakuzu takes out a kunai from his holster and dashes towards Shisui. Shisui draws his blade and engages in combat with Kakuzu. He continues to monitor the remaining 3 animal masks with his Sharingan. The deformed bipedal mask appears behind him and opens its mouth. Lightning release, false darkness. The animal mask emits the lightning chakra in the shape of a spear. Multiple lightning bolts join together and form many lightning spears. The jutsu travels at an astonishing speed, making it hard to evade. Shadow flicker. Shisui's body turns blurry and disappears from the spot. The lightning pierces the blurry shadow and strikes a wall and shatters it into dust. After image clone. Multiple copies of Shisui appear around Kakuzu. All of them attack Kakuzu simultaneously. Kakuzu struggles against the various images of Shisui. Wind release, pressure damage. Earth release, earth spear. The strange 4-legged animal mask creature appears beside Kakuzu. The mask opens its mouth wide and releases a powerful gust of wind compressed into a tornado-like mass. This jutsu covers a large area and the blast inflicts extensive damage to the surroundings. Kakuzu hardens his body and comes out unscathed from the blast. The multiple after images and clones of Shisui disperse. Shisui jumps back to avoid contact with the blast radius. Fire style, intelligent hard work. The demonic tiger mask appears behind Shisui and opens its mouth wide. It fires a small fireball that erupts into a giant firestorm and covers a large area. Shisui immediately makes a few hand signs and faces the firestorm. Water release, searing torrent. Shisui release a massive vortex of water. The vortex collides with the firestorm and both of them cancel each other out. The evaporation of water releases lots of mist and forms a mist barrier. Bang! Kakuzu's leg burrows out from the ground and kicks Shisui. It hurls Shisui back, and he rams into a nearby wall. Inside the clan leader's residence. Fugaku opens his eyes and stands up from the bed. The commotion from the earlier fight has reached his ears. Mikoto opens her eyes and grabs the sleeve of Fugaku. Fugaku strokes Mikoto's face and speaks. The clan is under attack. I have to face the intruder. Stay back and take care of Sasuke. Don't let him get hurt in the commotion. Mikoto nods and warily replies. Take care. Fugaku nods his head and flickers out from the room. Mikoto stares at his departing back and murmurs to herself. Itakai, take care of yourself. She stands up and walks towards Sasuke's room. Mikoto gently opens the door of Sasuke's room and enters inside. Sasuke is sleeping soundly on the bed. Big brother. Teach me a new jutsu. Sasuke murmurs in his sleep. Ha ha, hoo hoo. Mikoto chuckles softly and covers Sasuke in the blanket. This naughty boy, he always thinks about training. Mikoto lies beside Sasuke and gently caresses his face. Wah. Sasuke turns in his sleep and hugs the blanket. Fugaku appears outside his house. He jumps on the rooftop of a nearby house and climbs on top of a long pole. He activates his Sharingan and inspects the surroundings. Soon, he notices a hunchbacked man draped in a black cloak with a red cloud pattern on his robe. A giant metallic tail dangles behind the man. The metallic tail is soaked in the blood, and the hunchbacked man crawls out of the house. A frown appears on Fugaku's face. Boom! Fugaku hears a large explosion in another corner of the clan district. Looks like an intense fight is happening there. It seems that someone is engaged with another intruder. Let me quickly finish this one and I will help the other person. Fugaku jumps down from the pole and flickers towards the hunchbacked man. He quickly makes some hand signs. Fire style, Great Fireball Jutsu. Fugaku fires a giant fireball at the hunchbacked man. Humph. The hunchbacked man turns around and faces the fireball. He opens his mouth wide and a small pipe-like structure juts out from it. The pipe fires a pressured stream of water and cancels the fireball. A puppet user. Fugaku approaches the puppet and warily stares at the intruder. Clank. Fugaku draws out a kunai from his holster and blocks the attack from the scorpion-like long iron tail. The tails rotate again and stab towards Fugaku. Clank. Fugaku blocks another attack from the tail. He notices a purple glint on the tip of the tail. Poison. Fugaku frowns and jumps back. He throws many kunais at the puppet. Clank, clank, clank. The tails blocks all the kunais. The puppet opens its mouth and launch a barrage of senbon at Fugaku. Fugaku easily evades the barrage of senbon. The weakness of a puppet user lies in close combat. No matter how hard you try, you can't overcome this weakness with that weak shell of yours. Fugaku runs towards the puppet. He coats his kunai in the lightning chakra and attacks the puppet. Lightning release, Kametagai claw. He forms a sickle with the lightning chakra and slashes it at the puppet. Clank. The Hyaruko, name of the puppet, raises its tail to block the attack. Catcher. Fugaku slash apart the tail, and he continues to attack the top of the puppet. Clang. The cloak of the puppet rips and reveals a heavy defensive shell. Hyaruko retracts the broken tail and stretches its left arm to reveal a torpedo-like artillery shell. Swoosh, whoosh. The artillery chases Fugaku. He jumps back to avoid a direct hit. The mechanism of torpedo triggers to launch a shrapnel barrage of senbon. Fugaku dodges the senbon and approaches Hyaruko. He quickly makes some hand signs. Lightning release, Ragen's Wrath. Fugaku fires a concentrated bolt of lightning. The lightning bolt takes the form of an arrow and pierces the hard shell of the puppet. Boom! The puppet explodes into pieces. A cloaked figure jumps out from the remains of the puppet. So, the puppeteer has finally shown himself. What's your motive behind attacking my Uchiha clan? Fugaku intensely glares at the cloaked figure. The puppeteer removes the remains of the puppet from his body and reveals his face. Fugaku immediately identifies the culprit. Wait, you are Sasori of the Sand. What are you doing in the leaf? Attacking my clan no less. Fugaku gets serious since Sasori has quite a reputation in hidden villages. Sasori nonchalantly looks at the remains of his puppet. What a waste of such fine art and craftsmanship. Sasori flicks his right hand. Various chakra thread appears among them. He quickly pulls the remains of his puppet and stores them into a scroll. He faces Fugaku and remarks. You are strong, Wicked-Eye Fugaku, the leader of the Uchiha clan. You are worthy to face against one of my most prized possession. Sasori rolls out a scroll from his sleeve. A collection that gave me a hard time when trying to kill it, but the effort was worth it. Poof! A large amount of smoke covers Fugaku's vision. The smoke disperses to reveal another puppet. Fugaku's eyes widen as he stares at the new puppet. That's the third Kazekage who went missing a few years ago. Fugaku warily stares at Sasori. I never expected, you killed the third Kazekage and turned his body into a puppet. Fugaku clenches his kunai tightly and enters in a combat stance. The Kazekage puppet immediately dashes towards Fugaku. Sasori waves his hands and skillfully controls the movements of the puppet. The right arm of the puppet turns into multiple blades coated in poison. Clank. Fugaku blocks the blades with his kunai. Srrr. He channels lightning chakra through his kunai and slashes apart the blades. The puppet attacks him with its left hand. Fugaku jumps back and avoids the attack. The left arm opens up and reveals several summoning seals. The seals glow and summons thousands of similar arms. All the arms turn towards Fugaku and attack him. Fugaku slices them apart with his lightning blade. The openings on the arms fire a barrage of kunais, shurikens, and senbons at Fugaku. Fugaku calmly stares at the incoming barrage of projectiles. Sharingan, Eye of Insight. The tomo in his eyes spins rapidly. Everything slows down for him, his perception reaches incredible heights. Clank, 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 clank. Fugaku deflects one projectile after another. After a minute, he stands perfectly with no scratches or injuries on him. Suddenly, one of the openings of arms throws a small canister towards Fugaku. Fugaku slashes the canister in half. Purple color gas leaks from the poison. It quickly spread and covers Fugaku. Fugaku immediately makes some hand signs. Wind style, great breakthrough. Fugaku blows away the poison mist. Cough, cough. I accidentally inhaled a small quantity of this poison. I have to quickly end the fight before the poison takes effect. Swish, swish. Multiple kunais with explosive tags tied to them surround Fugaku. Bang. The paper bombs explode and cover the place in smoke and debris. You will be a fine collection to my art, Fugaku Uchiha. Cough, cough. Shisui coughs a little and slowly stands up. He has a smirk on his face as he looks at Kakuzu. Chirp, chi. Stab. A shadow appears behind the lightning mask and stabs it from behind. Lightning release, Chidori Reikiri. The shadow pierces through the lightning mask. Throb, throb. The heartbeat of lightning mask throbs for a while before the mask shatters into countless pieces. The lightning mask creature falls lifelessly on the ground. Kakashi Senpai's technique is quite handy. I wonder why Junani-san never uses it. Well, he has plenty of jutsus in his arsenal. The shadow disperses as Kakuzu stares at Shisui with wide eyes. You kid. You made me lose 2 of my hearts. Now, I need to kill another powerful shinobi and rip apart his heart beside you. Kakuzu inspects the features of Shisui. I remember you now. Shisui the teleporter. There is a bounty of 50 million ryo on your head. How can I miss such a cash grab? It will be a double paycheck, your heart and bounty money will be mine. It's time to get serious or I will miss this bag of money. Kakuzu stretches out his hand. Various black threads flicker from his hand. The remaining 2 wind mask and fire mask appear beside him. Kakuzu claps his hands together. Earth grudge fear, fusion. Various tendrils extend from the 2 creatures. The tendrils connect and the fire mask and the wind mask fuses. Kakuzu makes more hand signs. Wind release, pressure damage. The wind mask fires a barrage of wind blasts at Shisui. Shisui jumps around and dodges all the attacks. Fire release, Intelligent hard work. The fire mask spews out a wide area firestorm at Shisui to prevent his escape. Water style, searing torrent. Shisui cancels the firestorm with his jutsu. I need to get closer to him to finish him off. He still has 3 lives remaining. But this continuous barrage of jutsus and his almost endless chakra is making it difficult for me to approach him. The combo of wind and fire mask chases after Shisui. Shisui closes the gap between Kakuzu and him and engages in close combat with him. Clank, clank. He trades a few blows with Kakuzu and jumps up to avoid the attack of the wind mask. Kakuzu hardens his body and sustains the attack with no damage. Kakuzu stretches his hardened right hand and attacks Shisui from a distance. Lightning release techniques are his weakness. I have to take advantage of it. Chi. Shisui throws a kunai in the air and blocks the right hand of Kakuzu with his blade. Shisui does a somersault and grabs the kunai. He infuses lightning chakra in the kunai and slashes the arm of Kakuzu apart. The arm fell on the ground and the thread-like structure wriggles from the arm. Boom! Shisui avoids another attack from the wind mask creature. Kakuzu retrieves his right hand and joins it back. That's almost cheating. This guy can reconnect his limbs. Shisui jumps back and avoids another attack from the fire mask. The masked creature appears behind Shisui. Both the masks open their mouths simultaneously and release a dual attack. Fire-wind combo strike, strange mask exploding flame. Boom! The intense pressure from the attack creates large gusts of winds as a massive firestorm covers a large area. The attack quickly approaches Shisui. I won't be able to counter this attack with water release alone. Boom! The jutsu explodes on contact with Shisui and wreaks havoc on surrounding buildings. A massive crater appears at Shisui's position. Dust and debris fog the vision. The dust and debris settle down to reveal. Ah! Help me! Somebody help! No! Ah! Itachi hears a scream from a nearby house. He frowns and immediately runs in the scream's direction. Itachi reaches the destination and enters inside a house. He notices blood painted everywhere on the walls of the house. The bodies of the residents are dismembered and their body parts are spread everywhere. Itachi feels the insides of his stomach churning as he feels an urge to vomit. He had done many dirt deeds in Anbu and assassinated lots of people during this time. But never in his life has he seen such a gruesome way of killing. Itachi calms down his nerves and holds himself steady to not throw up. He continues to inspect the house and reaches upstairs. Barf! Itachi couldn't help but barf when he saw the gruesome state of the girl. Itachi clutches his kunai tightly and thinks about Izumi. Her house is nearby. I can't allow the criminal to attack her. He immediately jumps out of the window and runs towards Izumi's house. Inside Izumi's house, Izumi is shivering while staring at the killer. The black-cloaked man licks his kunai, which is soaked in blood, and stares at Izumi. It's your turn now. I like the carbon content of children more. It is so fresh and pure. That old granny tasted gross. Dina looks at the dismembered body of an old woman. Chewy. He spits out his saliva. The appetizer ruined my mood. But the main course looks more appetizing. Izumi lifelessly looks at the dead body of her grandma. His mother is out on a mission and she had lost her father during the Nine Tails incident. Izumi was alone in her house together with her grandma. No, grandma. Sob, sob. Izumi sobs as she stares at her grandma. Why? Why did you kill my grandma? Izumi furiously looks at Dina. I will kill you. My grandma. She draws a kunai and dashes towards Dina. Izumi activates her Sharingan and attacks him. She slashes her kunai at the killer. Dina licks his tongue. Another food on my table. Today is a feast. He easily parries Izumi's kunai and grabs her arms. He lifts Izumi in the air with one hand and makes a blade of carbon in another. Let me enjoy my food. He slashes the carbon blade towards Izumi. Clank. Another kunai blocks his attack. Oh. Dina is surprised and turns towards the newcomer. Itakai blocks the attack and saves Izumi. Everything would be fine. I am here. Don't worry. Izumi weakly stares at Itakai's back and nods. Her vision turns blurry. A large amount of chakra riles up in her body and enters into her eyes. The strain from the chakra causes Izumi to faint. Itakai looks at the dismembered body of the grandma. Anger clouds his mind, but he doesn't allow it to overpower his senses. He is one of the members of Akatsuki. So, that means he is an S-rank criminal at the least. Itakai stares at the red cloud pattern on Dina's cloak. Izuna has already informed about Akatsuki's members. His name is not on Big Brother's list. That means he joined Akatsuki recently. I have to fight cautiously or else I may lose my life. Then there is Izumi, I have to protect her too. He killed Grandma and lots of other clansmen, I have to stop him from slaughtering any more persons. I have sent a signal to Anbu headquarters. It will take a while for the backup to arrive. A large amount of chakra riles up in his body, and it channels towards his eye. Itakai clutches his kunai and makes some hand signs. Fire style, Great Fireball Jutsu. Itakai spews out a giant fireball at Dina. Boom! The house turns into rubbles from the blast. He grabs Izumi and jumps out from the house. Kyuku. Dina walks unscathed from the fireball. There is a large black-colored shield in front of him. Carbon control, black diamond shield. Some smoke is rising from the shield, but there is no scratch on it. He molds the shield into a black solid construct. The solid enters inside his body. Human body is made of about 18% carbon. My ability allows me to manipulate the carbon and use it in battle. I can also steal carbon from other people's body. Now, give your carbon to me. Dina shapes the black solid into a blade and dash towards Itakai. Clank. Itakai blocks the attack with his kunai. Is your kunai stronger than a diamond? The blade glistens and the kunai snaps in half. Itakai jumps back and avoids the slash. He can freely manipulate the carbon in his body. He can shape the carbon within his body into a shield to block any attack or turn it into a weapon for attack. I haven't seen him using the carbon as a projectile. Maybe he isn't capable of that feat. Itakai calmly analyzes the technique of Dina. Normal metal weapons won't have any effect on his weapon. But what about chakra? Itakai makes a shadow clone and nods to it. The shadow clone grabs Izumi and runs away from the location. Where are you running, my food? Stay here. Dina dashes towards the shadow clone. Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Itakai fires numerous fireballs rapidly at Dina. TCH. Dina clicks his tongue and makes a giant shield to block the attack. I will let you get away for now. First, let me deal with the nuisance. Chirp, chi, stab. Itachi appears behind Dina and stabs his body. Dina's eyes widen as he looks at an exhausted Itachi in front of him. Poof! Itachi disappears in a puff of smoke. Shadow clone. Since when? Dina turns towards Itachi, who is behind him. That earlier shadow clone was a distraction. I created 2 shadow clones and used Earth style, hiding like a mole jutsu to sneak around. You fell for my trap and gave me an opportunity. I took advantage of this. Blur. Dina throws up a mouthful of blood. You got me. Just kidding. Dina smirks and turns around. He coats his leg with carbon and kicks Itachi in the guts. Blur. Itachi throws a mouthful of blood and shoots through multiple buildings. The black shine on Dina's leg fades and he cracks his neck. Ha ha. I like this feeling of despair. When they think they have won, but in the end, they just fell for my trap. Blur. Some blood leaks from his wound. Dina looks at the wound. But first, let me deal with this injury. The skin around the wound turns a shade of dark black and covers the wound entirely. I was sure I coated my skin with hardened carbon to block the attack, but this kid's jutsu was able to penetrate my hardened carbon shell. He made me bleed and puke a mouthful of blood. I have to dismember him bit by bit and return the favor. Dina wipes the blood from his mouth and stares at Itachi. You won't go down this easily, right? I want to torture you more. Dina makes a blade using carbon control. He licks the blade and slowly walked towards Itachi. Let me pry open your body and take out all of your carbon. Swish. Dina disappears in a blur. Bam. He smashes the carbon blade near Itachi's head. Swish. Itachi quickly evades the attack and immediately makes some hand signs. Inside Ajuna's house. The cloaked figure enters inside a room and notices a sleeping Eiko. He sneakily walks towards her. The cloaked man raises a kunai and stabs towards her. Clank. Another kunai blocks the attack. The cloaked figure turns around to spot the defender. Not so fast. Akira blocks the kunai of the cloaked figure with his own. Eiko jumps back and makes some hand signs. Fire style, great fireball jutsu, /N. What can I do? I like this jutsu. Happy smiley. Boom. The jutsu blows the roof, and it throws the cloaked man out of the house. My roof. I recently paid the remuneration fee for it. Now I have to repair it again. Eiko complains. Eiko, it isn't time for that. There is an enemy at our doorstep. We have to deal with him. Akira reminds Eiko. Yes, Ajuna's barrier warned us of the intruder. My Ajuna is such a genius. Eiko praises Ajuna. Both of them jump out of the house and face the cloaked man. Who are you? What's your motive behind this assassination attempt? Akira frowns and looks at the assassin. Boom. They hear a large explosion at one corner of the clan district. Boom. Another explosion startles them. Looks like our Uchiha clan is under attack. Whoever you are, you won't remain alive after this attempt. Akira infuses chakra in his bracelet. A long blade appears in his hand. He infuses chakra in the blade and engages the assassin. Eiko makes some hand signs, and her body vanishes in Sakura petals. Genjutsu Sharingan, 100 Blooming Sakura. Fire Wind Combo Strike, Strange Mask Exploding Flame. Boom. The jutsu explodes on Shisui and engulf him. The attack creates a giant crater at the point of impact. Kakuzu slowly walks towards the crater. I hope I haven't destroyed his body. I still need his head and heart to be intact, otherwise I won't get any bounty money from this hunt. Swoosh! A gigantic green hand comes out from the dust and punches Kakuzu. Kakuzu immediately crosses his hands to block his chest. Earth release, Earth Spear. Kakuzu hardens his body to block the force of the attack. Bam! He is punched far by the attack. He breaks through multiple walls before being slammed into a wall. Blower. Kakuzu coughs up a mouthful of blood and slowly stands up. His hands are smashed into a pulp and there is a giant dent on his chest. The threads inside his body slowly close the wounds and sew his hands to heal them to some extent. A giant green humanoid fiendish chakra construct with a giant red tomo on its chest appears in Kakuzu's vision. Kakuzu's eyes widen as he stutters. What? What is this? The Susanoo stretches its arms. The giant tomo in the center of the chest glows. Shimir Teki Senbon. The Susanoo launches a barrage of senbons at Kakuzu. Earth style, earth wall. Kakuzu makes some hand signs and creates a wall to block the attack. Boom, boom. The senbon easily destroys the earth wall and continues to target Kakuzu. Looks like I have no choice. Kakuzu extends his hand and pulls his mask creature to block the attack. Fire-wind combo strike, strange mask exploding flame. The creature launches its most powerful attack to block the attack. The senbons and the jutsu cancels each other out. The barrage of senbons continues and pierces the two creatures. Both of their hearts burst from the attack and the creatures lay dead on the ground. Huff. Shisui breathes heavily as he stares at Kakuzu. Blood trickles from his eyes. I have to end it soon. The chakra drain is quite huge. I need to train more. The Susanoo extends its hand. A giant Magatama appears in Susanoo's hand. He aims Magatama at Kakuzu and yells. Yaseika Magatama. The green-colored Magatama spins rapidly and fires towards Kakuzu. Is this the end? I have fought against the first Hokage and escaped with my life. How could I lose to a young brat like him? The Magatama closes on Kakuzu and is about to slice him in half. Kakuzu closes his eyes in his final moments as the memories of his fight against First Hokage flashed in his mind. Typhoon release, consecutive bursting extreme winds. A giant storming vortex envelops Kakuzu. The giant vortex blocks the Yaseika Magatama. It deflects the trajectory of Magatama and directs it towards sky. The Magatama reaches a height and burst into an explosion. A helper. Shisui frowns and looks at the newcomer. Another person in a Katsuki robe appears beside Kakuzu. The person helps Kakuzu to stand up. Fushin, what are you doing here? You were supposed to complete the mission. Kakuzu questions Fushin. I was nearby when I heard a large explosion followed by a large firestorm. Unable to hold my curiosity, I decided to check the clash. But man, I never expected to see you almost die on this mission. I saved your ass, just on time. Fushin explains to Kakuzu. You are 100 years too early to save me. Kakuzu slaps away Fushin's hand and saunters away. If you have enough time to banter, then focus on the enemy in front of you. He is quite powerful, his bingo book bounty didn't do justice to him. He must be at least 200 million Ryo instead of a measly 50 million. I have to negotiate with those dealers. They are a bunch of misers. Kakuzu complains. Fushin silently stares at Kakuzu. You just escaped from a life-threatening situation and you are still talking about money. Tell me, how you plan to use all that money? You have no friends or family in this world. He questions Kakuzu. I just want to live my life luxuriously and die with lots of money in my hand, Kakuzu replies to Fushin. Luxuriously. Ha! The image of a young child appears in his mind. I also want Novaki to live happily. He stares at the giant humanoid chakra construct. Shisui looks at the pair of Akatsuki members chatting with each other. This is my chance. I have to end the fight when they are distracted. He creates a pair of katanas for his Susanoo. The Susanoo attacks the Akatsuki pair. Typhoon release, great consecutive bursting extreme winds. Swoosh! A gigantic tornado appears at Fushin's position. The size of the tornado easily dwarfs the Susanoo. Shisui crosses his katanas to block the tornado. The intense pressure from the wind pushes him back. He had to hold a defensive stance to combat the tornado. Ha! Shisui infuses more chakra in his blades and dispels the tornado. The pair of Akatsuki members disappear from their position. Shisui dispels his Susanoo and pants. I have used up lots of chakras in the previous fight. I won't be able to use any ninjutsu before I recover my chakra. Shisui pops a chakra pill in his mouth. The pill hastens his chakra recovery process. It will take a while for me to recover my chakra. I have to search for the invaders. They wouldn't have moved that far away. One of them is critically wounded, and the other one is low on chakra. I have to finish them off, they must pay for their deeds. Shisui uses his experience in Anbu to track the trails of Kakuzu and Fushin. Boom! The explosion engulfs Fugaku. The dust and debris clear out to reveal a perfectly fine Fugaku. A dark red ribcage made of chakra blocks the explosion. Fugaku slowly walks towards Sasori. The tomos in his Sharingan revolves and takes the form of 3 dots, followed by 3 curves spiraling counterclockwise around the pupil. I didn't want to reveal it, but the situation forced my hand. I have to end it quickly. I don't want any elder to notice my Mangekyo Sharingan. It will further fuel their ambition. Fugaku looks towards Sasori and mutter. Amaterasu. Blood trickles down from Fugaku's right eye. Black flames start to form at the focal point of his vision. Sasori immediately senses the danger. He immediately weaves his chakra threads and manipulates the Kazekage puppet. The puppet opens its mouth and releases an extensive amount of iron sand. The sand floats in front of Sasori and blocks the Amaterasu. The iron sand burns from the flames. What kind of flames are these? I have to avoid contact with them at all costs. Sasori cautiously stares at the burning iron sand. He manipulates the Kazekage puppet. The burning iron sand separates from the rest of the iron sand and falls on the ground. Immediately after, the ground catches fire and burns. These flames are so dangerous. I have to shield myself with the iron sand. The iron sand forms a dome around Sasori. His chakra threads continue to manipulate the puppet. Magnet release, iron sand drizzle. The iron sand around the puppet turns into many minuscule bullets. The puppet raises its arm and points towards Fugaku. Swish, swish, swish. The bullets move at an extremely fast speed towards Fugaku. They bombard the chakra ribs. Crack, crack. Some cracks appear on the rib cages. Parts of the rib cage start to shatter as it gets chipped away. So, it is not an absolute defense after all. If I can chip away this jutsu, then he will be vulnerable. The puppet raises its another hand. The bullets turn into sharp needles and bombard the Susanoo. Fugaku frowns as his Susanoo ribs get chipped away. I have underestimated his puppet. Looks like I have to raise my defense. Fugaku infuses more chakra into the Susanoo. Susanoo evolves to the next stage. 2 chakra arm grows out from the ribs and the ribs increases in size. It restores the ribs to normal. The continuous barrage of iron bullets and needles does not affect them. Interesting. This is quite a wonderful ability. Now, I want to turn you into a puppet even more. With you and the third Kazekage in my collection, I will get the ultimate defense and the ultimate offense. The Kazekage puppet clasps its hands. Magnet release, iron sand gathering assault. A great volume of iron sand gathers in front of the puppet. The iron sand compresses into high density and increases the hardness of the sand. The iron sand shapes into a giant axe and scythe. The puppet directs the axe and the scythe. Swoosh! The giant axe spins rapidly and cleaves towards Fugaku. The Susanoo raises its arms and catches the axe between its palm. The scythe moves horizontally and slashes the ribs of Susanoo. Clank! The Susanoo blocks the first hit of the scythe. Let me see how long can your defense last under my relentless strikes. Sasori waves his hand. The axe and the scythe float back and attack again. Inside Anbu headquarters. One of the Anbu members notices the signal and he immediately alerts other members. There is an emergency. We have received a signal for backup near Uchiha quarters. But Uchiha police force is in charge of that area, another Anbu member remarks. There is no time to lose, we can sort the situation later, for now let's head to Uchiha quarters. One of the higher-ups of Dragon Unit orders. Yes, sir. The Anbu immediately prepares their equipment and flicker towards Uchiha district. They arrive outside Uchiha quarters and notices the condition of Uchiha clan. Seems like Uchiha clan is under attack. We have to deal with the attacker. Let's go. The leader signals the rest of the members. They dash towards the Uchiha clan entrance. Swirl. Suddenly, a swirling portal opens in front of Uchiha district entrance. The Anbu members stop their charge and cautiously look at the intruder. The intruder wears an orange mask with black flame patterns over it. Who are you? What's your motive for trespassing the village? If you don't answer within the next 3 seconds, then we will consider you hostile. The masked man silently stares at the Anbu members. None of you are allowed to interfere or else get ready to lose your life here. He remarks. Time's up. The Anbu member dashes towards the masked man. He throws a kunai towards the masked man and appears beside him. The kunai phases through the masked man's body. The masked man wields a kuzari with gunbai attached to its end. The other end of the kuzari is connected to the kama. He swings the kama and beheads the Anbu member. When I said, no interference is allowed in this massacre, then I meant it. Attack him. He is a hostile intruder. Capture him or just kill him. The Anbu members immediately attack the masked man. All of them throw multiple kunais towards the masked man. The kunais phases through the masked man. Looks like all of you will learn this hard way. The masked man blocks an attack with his kuzari. He twists the kuzari and kicks the Anbu and sent him flying away. Lightning release, spinning lightning shot. One of the Anbu fires a spinning compressed lightning ball at the masked man. The ball moves like a drill while spinning continuously. The masked man blocks the attack with his gunbai. He points the gunbai towards a nearby Anbu member. Uchiha return. Whoosh. The gunbai turns the lightning chakra in wind chakra and reflects it instantaneously. Bang. The reflected wind chakra blows the head of a nearby Anbu member. Don't attack him directly. He can somehow nullify our attack and use them against us. Bind him in a place and attack him. Capture him alive if possible, we need to interrogate him. If not, just finish him off. The leader commands the rest of Anbu members. 4 Anbus surround the masked man. All of them make some hand signs and slam their hand on the ground. Lightning release, 4 pillar bind. They summon 4 giant rock pillars around the masked man. Release. The Anbus clasps their hand. The rock pillar releases a discharge of lightning and surrounds Obito with a bolt of lightning. Crackle, crackle. The lightning crackles from the rock pillars and shoots a bolt of lightning towards the masked man. The masked man raises his right hand. Small chakra flames erupt on tip of his fingers. He then slams his palm on the ground. Secret technique, Uchiha flame formation. A cylindrical flame barrier erupts from his position. The flame barrier pushes away the lightning bind and incinerates the 4 Anbu members to ashes. Swoosh. The masked man enters inside the ground and appears behind the leader of the Anbu team. Swish. The leader turns his head around to face the masked man with a surprised expression. Hooah! Blood trickles from his throat and the leader's head fall on the ground. Enough fooling around. Time to finish it up. Swish, swish. The masked man disappears and reappears in front of the Uchiha clan's entrance. The head of the remaining Anbu members rolls down and all of them lifelessly fall on the ground. The masked man looks towards the Uchiha clan. I was never acknowledged by anyone in this clan. Swoosh. Izuna appears on top of his house. He looks at the broken roof and then turns towards the fight. Akira and Eiko are fighting against a cloaked man. Izuna tries to sense the chakra of the masked man, but his senses get blocked. There seems to be some strange seal on this guy's mask. This seal is blocking my senses. Izuna frowns. He carefully inspects the cloaked man. His parents are equally matched with the cloaked man. They will be fine for now. But who could be this masked man? He doesn't look like Obito. Obito won't dare to directly attack my family. Boom! Izuna's attention is drawn by an explosion. He turns towards the explosion and notices Itakai flying out from the explosion. Swoosh! Izuna flickers and appears beside Itakai. He kills the momentum of Itakai and prevents him from slamming into a wall. Itakai turns around and notices Izuna. Izuna's body is covered in a cyan-colored cloak with many strange markings on the cloak. Chakra flickers from his cloak. There is a large tomo on his back and front. Itakai's eyes widen and he questions Izuna. What is this technique, Izuna-ni-san? He points at the cyan cloak. I will explain it later, for now, let me deal with the intruder. Izuna looks towards Dina. He notices the Akatsuki cloak on Dina's body. Akatsuki? What are the members of Akatsuki doing here? He turns towards Itakai for answers. Izuna-ni-san. The Akatsuki members infiltrated the village without alerting the barrier corp. Then they started a massacre of our clan members. Grandma Hatsumi. Itachi clenches his fist. This Akatsuki member brutally killed her. I am still too weak, big brother Arjuna. Tears drip from Itachi's eyes. The tomos in his eyes spin rapidly. The tomos fuses to create 3 spiraling curves around the pupil. Blood trickles from his eyes. Oh! That's quite a heart-touching reunion here. A raspy voice mocks them. Dina slowly walks in front of Itachi and Arjuna. That old hag had no flavor. Her carbon dating was too old, I guess. Ha ha. Dina starts to laugh maniacally. That was too hilarious. I can't control myself from laughing. Ha ha. Anger boils within Arjuna's heart. So, it still came down to this. I eliminated the Tamadanza, but they still came after my clan. You were the one who trespassed our clan territory and killed Grandma Hatsumi. Arjuna looks at Dino with rage. Dino grins and looks at Arjuna with a confident smile. Yes, it was me. I was the one who slowly tortured and killed that old hag. Swoosh bang. Arjuna disappears and reappears in front of Dina. He punches Dina in guts. The force from the attack creates a large crater on the ground. Dina breaks through multiple walls and slams into the outer walls of clan district. Blower. He pukes out a mouthful of blood. Careful, Niai-san. This guy can manipulate carbon and shape into various weapons and even a shield to block any attacks. He can also harden his body to block physical attacks. Itachi warns Arjuna. Thanks for your warning, Itachi. But there is no need to worry. Check on Izumi, she must be traumatized from the incident. I will deal with this guy. Itachi nods his head and flickers in the direction of his house. Earlier, his shadow clone brought Izumi to his house. Arjuna looks towards Dino and murmurs. Carbon control, huh? If I remembered correctly, there was such a guy in Boruto. But his abilities to control carbon were way beyond this man. I wonder if there is a connection between them. Since he dared to harm my family and friends, he better be ready to pay the price. Swoosh. Arjuna appears in front of Dino. Dino slowly falls from the wall. The entire chest area of Dino is coated in a black layer. Chewie. Dino slowly stands up and spits blood. That was a nice punch. It even managed to harm my hardened body. You took me by surprise, but it won't happen again. Outside the Uchiha clan, Black Zetsu pops out from the ground in front of Obito. He is back. Arjuna Uchiha has returned to the clan. Obito nods to Black Zetsu. It's time to retreat. We can't fight against that monster without other members of Akatsuki. Let's retreat for now. Signal other members to retreat immediately. I don't want any causalities among them, it will delay our Eye of the Moon plan. Very well, I will inform them quickly. I have marked them with my spore technique. I can sense their presence. White Zetsu chimes in. Swirl. Obito disappears in a swirling portal. Zetsu enters the ground and moves towards the Akatsuki members. Bam, bam. The axe and scythe relentlessly strike on Susanoo. Crack, crack. Some crack appears on Fugaku's Susanoo. Enough with the playtime. It's time to end it. Fugaku infuses more chakra in his Susanoo. The Susanoo takes the form of a humanoid with 4 arms. 2 of the arms grab hold of the axe and the remaining 2 grabs the scythe. Fugaku focuses his vision on a gap in Sasori's defense. Amaterasu. Black flames engulf Sasori's cloak. He got me. Sasori immediately throws away his robe and jumps back. Wham! Fugaku appears on top of Sasori with his Susanoo. The Susanoo punches Sasori. Sasori flicks his fingers and the Kazekage puppet creates an iron shield to block the punch. The force of the punch sent him flying. Fugaku immediately makes some hand signs. Fire style, great fireball technique. By using the Susanoo as a medium, Fugaku unleashes a barrage of giant fireballs from the construct's mouth. Magnet release, iron sand repulsion. The Kazekage puppet creates two spheres of iron sand and charges them with a similar magnetic charge. This results in a large repulsive magnetic field. The repulsive force pushes back the fireball and scatters iron sand. Sasori escapes from the assault of Fugaku and warily looks at the Susanoo. Swoosh! Zetsu pops out from the ground. Swish! Sasori immediately places a kunai on Zetsu's neck. Hold on! White Zetsu shouts frantically. Sasori removes the kunai and questions Zetsu. What's the matter? Why are you interrupting my fight? Black Zetsu stares at Fugaku's Susanoo for a while before he replies to Sasori. It's time to return. This mission is a failure. The Shinigami has returned to the village. We can't fight against the combined forces of so many powerful ninjas. The rest of the villagers have been alerted by this attack. Soon, the enemies will surround us. Sasori nods to Zetsu and retreats. Zetsu enters the ground again to inform Kakuzu and Fushin. Fugaku watches Sasori run away from the village. Fugaku dispels his Susanoo. He coughs up blood and falls on the ground. Fugaku. Yagami appears beside Fugaku and helps him get up. Yagami notices a purple tint on Fugaku's body. You have been poisoned, Fugaku. You need immediate medical attention. I will take you to the Leaf Village Hospital. Yagami carries Fugaku on his shoulder. Zetsu informs Kakuzu and Fushin to retreat. Both of them comply and retreat to the edge of the village. Kakuzu searches his holster. Fushin looks at him with a frown. What's the matter, Kakuzu? What are you searching for? Kakuzu ignores Fushin and continues to search. After a while, he fishes out a scroll from his pocket. Finally. Found it. Kakuzu infuses some of his chakras in the scroll. A stack of notes appears in his hand. Fushin silently stares at Kakuzu with a loss for words. You just escaped from the enemy with your dear life and the first thing that matters to you is money. I don't get how your brain functions. Shut the fuck up. Even though you are Sasori's partner, that doesn't mean I won't kill you. Don't badmouth my money. Kakuzu threatens Fushin. Okay. Okay man, I got it. Fushin tries to calm Kakuzu. Kakuzu continues to count the stack of money. Not even a penny less. I have made a profit in this haul. But sadly, I lost 4 of my hearts. That bastard, someday I will make him pay with his life. Kakuzu stows away the money. Zetsu pops out from the ground outside Konoha. Why we are at our meeting point. Dino is still inside the village. White Zetsu questions Black Zetsu's intention. He won't live long. He had provoked the Shinigami. He is dead, forget about him. Black Zetsu replies calmly. This Shinigami could have been a better pawn than Obito. Alas! He was born too late and it would be quite hard to coax him. Black Zetsu sighs silently. Chewie. Dino spits blood and slowly stands up. Ha ha. It has been a while since I felt this pain. You will pay for your insolence. Cuckoo. Dino forms a blade and a shield from carbon. He licks the blood from his blade and dashes towards Izuna. You talk too much. Swoosh. Izuna disappears and reappears in front of Dino. Bam. He punches the black diamond shield of Dino. Dino has a smile on his face as he expects the look of disbelief on Izuna's face. Crack, crack. The black diamond shield shatters into fragments. Wham! Izuna punches Dino into the face. He slams into another wall. Ah! It hurts, you bastard! A frantic scream escapes from Dino. Izuna slowly walks in front of Dino. You have signed a death contract with Reaper, the instance you attacked my family and clan. I will slowly torture and kill you to make you feel their pain. Blue flames appear in Izuna's hand. Arctic release, Annihilation 0. The blue flames engulf Dino and slowly consume his body. Ah! Ah! Dino screams in pain as the icy flames crawls through his body, slowly freezing his blood and organs and rupturing and shattering them one by one. Ah! Ah! Dino's screams of agony resounds through the entire Uchiha clan. I hope these screams will calm the vengeful souls of people brutally murdered by him. Ah! What are these flames? Dino's body is slowly frozen at places where the fire touches his body. He feels a mixed sensation of burning and freezing. Dino frantically releases carbon from his body to prevent the fire. The carbon freezes and shatters into dust. No! This can't be. The flames freeze Dino's entire body. Crack, crack. Various cracks appear on his Dino's frozen statue. Clatter. Dino shatters into countless pieces. The flames fall on the ground and freeze the nearby area. The area around them turns into an ice hell. It's time to end that masked guy. Izuna speaks in an icy cold tone. He flickers towards his parents. The masked man notices him. Cuckoo, so, the playtime is over. Those Akatsuki fellows were useless. I have to do it myself. The masked man jumps back and makes some hand signs and slams his palms on the ground. Secret technique, summoning demonic quintuple Rashomon. 5 giant gates erupt from the ground. The gates have a frightening demonic face upon them. The gate's doors shuts tightly, acting as a solid wall. Seal. He clasps his hand. The gates tightly shut and more solid walls appear in the gaps. The eyes of the demonic faces glow with green color. A giant pentagonal green barrier forms at the position of gates. Now, none of you will be able to escape. Ha ha. The masked man laughs. It's time for my revenge. Hiruzen, Sakumo, and various other elders and Anbu unit arrive outside the Uchiha district. They notice the giant barrier erected in the center of the Uchiha district. Hiruzen frowns. Looks like the Uchiha district is under attack. Or it can be an act by Uchiha clan, they are preparing for a coup d'etat against the village after all. Homura remarks. Let's check it out. Hiruzen signals an Anbu unit. The Anbu quickly reaches near the barrier. One of the Anbu members coats his blade in wind chakra and slashes at the barrier. Slash. There is no damage to the barrier. The blade catches fire, the Anbu member immediately throws away the blade. Ha! There is a strong sealing technique on this barrier. It can't be destroyed from the outside. We can only destroy it from inside. Hiruzen analyzes the barrier. He frowns and thinks of a solution. Sensor unit, sensor unit. Hiruzen shouts. A group of special jounins arrives and bows before him. Yes, Hokage-sama. Form a sensing technique barrier around this place and report the situation of the barrier to me. I want to know what's happening inside this barrier. Hiruzen orders them. Yes, Hokage-sama. The sensor corp forms some hand signs and sits in a formation. They stretch out their hand in front of them. Sensing water sphere. A spherical mass of water takes shape in front of them. Some bubbles rise from the barrier and there are ripples here and there on the surface of the sphere. The sensor corp reports to Hiruzen. Hokage-sama, these bubbles are the chakra signature of the people inside the barrier. The ripples indicate the usage of various jutsu inside the barrier. The leader of the corp explains. Then what about these two large bubbles? Hiruzen points at two large water bubbles. The leader looks closely at the bubbles before he replies. Hokage-sama, these two are also chakra signature of people inside the barrier, and from the look of it, their chakra reserves are far greater than average. Hiruzen scrutinizes the sensing sphere before he inquires. How high are their chakra reserves compared to Hokage? The leader hesitates for a while before he replies. If I compare their chakra reserves to yours, Hokage-sama, then they have at least 50 times more chakra than you. And that's an estimate on my part. The eyes of nearby elders widen as they stare at the sensing sphere. What's going inside the barrier? Are there Jinchurikis fighting inside the barrier? Koharu remarks. Hiruzen immediately summons Kakashi. Inu, check on Naruto Uzumaki. You will find him in Senju compounds. Yes, Hokage-sama. Kakashi flickers away. Hiruzen makes some hand signs and slams his palm on the ground. Summoning Jutsu, Monkey King Enma. Enma appears beside Hiruzen and questions him. What's the matter, Hiruzen? Hiruzen points towards the barrier. Enma, can you try to break this barrier in your adamantine form? Let me give it a try. Enma transforms into an adamantine staff. Hiruzen wields the staff and dashes towards the barrier. Bam! Hiruzen slams the adamantine staff on the barrier. The barrier shakes a little from the force of the attack. Swoosh! The recoil force of the barrier pushes him back. Ugh! The adamantine staff transforms back into Monkey King Enma. He grimaces in pain and rubs his fur. This barrier is very powerful. It is almost impossible to break it from outside unless you apply enough force to overcome the repulsive force of the sealing formula. Enma remarks. It is an advanced version of summoning, quintuple Rashomon used by first Hokage Hashirama Senju. Hiruzen, the enemy is quite powerful this time around. Hiruzen nods to Enma and remarks. That Uchiha boy I told you about is inside the barrier. I hope he will be able to search for a way to deal with this barrier. So, that's how it is. Then I will be going, Hiruzen. You should also take care of your old bones. Enma disappears in a poof of white smoke. Hiruzen nods and stares at the barrier. I hope everything will turn fine. Konoha has already weakened a lot in this past decade. Inside the barrier. Izuna stares at the barrier. He raises his eyebrows as he inspects the barrier. This is quite a high-level, Fuinjutsu barrier. If I remember correctly, it is the advanced version of summoning, quintuple Rashomon. It requires a large amount of chakra to cast this barrier. It has a formidable defense that can equally distribute the force of an attack around the entire barrier. Izuna activates his Sharingan and studies the barrier. He scans multiple Fuinjutsu seals on the Rashomon gates. The barrier has two defense layers. The first defense layer is the green energy barrier and the second layer is the dark iron demonic Rashomon gates. Unless you destroy the inner Rashomon gates, the barrier will continuously regenerate the outer energy layer by sucking the chakra and the life force of the trapped people. This makes this barrier self-sustaining. That means, there is no need for the caster to maintain the barrier, quite a sinister barrier indeed. But it has a fatal weakness: if it concentrates the force of the attack at a point, then I can destroy the Rashomon gates before they regenerate. Izuna concludes the weakness of the barrier. I can destroy this barrier in 2 hits if I go full power. Otherwise, it will take 5 or 6 hits to destroy this barrier. Izuna turns towards the masked man. But I guess he won't give me the time. Let's deal with him first. Swoosh. Izuna appears beside Zakira and Eiko. He confronts the masked man. Mom and Dad, leave him to me. I will deal with him. Akira retreats. Eiko hesitates for a while, but she retreats nonetheless. Izuna dear. He is very strong. Take care while fighting him. She warns him. I will keep that in mind. Izuna nods to Eiko and turns towards the masked man. The masked man releases his hands and makes some more hand signs. Who are you? Izuna questions him. Wind release, extreme wind bullet barrage. The masked man sucks an extensive amount of air and fires multiple wind bullets at Izuna. Izuna twists his body in the air and easily dodges the bullets. The wind bullets punch multiple holes through nearby houses and blow them away. The power of this B-rank jutsu is enhanced to an A-rank jutsu. I have never met with such a strong wind user before. Who is he exactly? Izuna frowns. Lightning release, Kaminari's Wraith. The masked man fires multiple concentrated bolts of lightning at Izuna. The bolts travel extremely fast towards Izuna and surround him. Crackle, crackle. The ground cracks from the lightning blast. Izuna raises his right hand and coats it in the wind chakra. Dark release, chakra absorption. 2 dark red overlapping diamond marks appear on his right palm. Izuna absorbs the lightning jutsu through the mark. He directs the palm towards the masked man. Dark release, judgment. He fires the lightning jutsu back towards the masked man. TCH. The masked man clicks his tongue and makes some more hand signs. Fuinjutsu, Karma barrier. A green barrier appears in front of him and blocks the lightning bolt. He immediately jumps back and avoids the attack from Izuna. Boom! An enormous crater appears at the previous position of the masked man. A spiraling thunderstorm engulfs the entire crater. The thunderstorm calms down after a while, and purple lightning flickers through the crater. He dodged my vanishing purple lightning Rasengan. Izuna warily glances at the masked man. Izuna Uchiha. Today will be your last day. After I kill you, I will kill your entire family and send them to the afterlife with you. A raspy voice greets Izuna. Let's see if you have the power to make that possible. Swift release, sonic steps. Izuna disappears and immediately appears in front of the masked man. He clenches his fist and infuses a large amount of chakra in them. Power release, destruction fist. His fist glows with an orange color and smashes into the masked man. Bam! The punch pushes the masked man a little. The masked man regains his balance and delivers a punch of his own. The masked man's fist glows with white light. Bam! Izuna crosses his arms in front of his chest. Metal release, adamantine skin. He blocks the punch, but the force flung him away. Izuna somersaults in the air and regains his balance. He quickly makes some hand signs and concentrates a large amount of chakra in his palms. Radiation release, nuclear devastation. He fires a condensed green orb of chakra towards the masked man. The orb quickly closes on the masked man. Release. Izuna claps his hand. The orb expands immediately and detonates on top of the masked man. This can be a little bad. The masked man forms a multilayered green barrier to protect himself. Boom! An enormous explosion engulfs him. The explosion rises into a large pillar of green light and slowly vanishes into the air. A massive gap appears on top of the barrier. Outside the barrier, Hiruzen and the rest of the elders stare at the explosion with wide eyes. A gigantic ripple travels across the sensing sphere and the water of the sphere boils. Sweat glides down the forehead of the Sensor Corp members. They immediately infuse chakra in the sphere to stabilize the barrier. The barrier stabilizes and stops boiling, but the ripples continue to fluctuate on the barrier. The leader of the corp wipe his forehead and report to Hiruzen. Hokage-sama, this explosion is very potent. It has enough power to obliterate 1/3 of Konoha. The leader gulps his saliva as he imagines the effect of jutsu on the village. Hiruzen continues to stare at the explosion as he mutters. What kind of fight is happening inside the barrier? Such powerful ninjutsu. It is at the level of a forbidden technique. Quickly the earlier explosion opened a hole in the barrier. We have to immediately breach the barrier and inspect the situation inside the barrier. One of the Dragon Unit members notices the large hole in the green barrier. Multiple Anbus jumps towards the hole and tries to enter inside the barrier. Swoo! The demonic eyes on the gates lit up. They immediately fire a green beam at the breach. The barrier starts to repair itself. Quick! Enter inside before it repairs. The Anbu members increase their speed. Whoosh! The barrier closes and many Anbu members slams into the barrier. Ah! Their body catches fire and turns into ashes. The rest of the Anbu member stops their track and jumps back. The regeneration rate of this barrier is ridiculous. It requires a large amount of chakra to sustain this barrier. The leader of the barrier corps scrutinizes the barrier. Oh! You are finally here, Kakoi. Can you find a weakness of this barrier? Hiruzen greets the newcomer. The newcomer wears a Shinto priest robe. He has shoulder-length brown hair and unique marking under his eyes. He wears a pointed hat with the barrier team symbol above his forehead protector. Kakoi bows before Hiruzen. I will try my best, Hokage-sama. Good. Hiruzen nods to Kakoi and turns towards the barrier. Kakoi instructs other members of the barrier team to aid the Sensor Corp. Inside the barrier, the dust and debris from the explosion settle down. The masked man walks out of the crater. His body has scorch marks and there are multiple third-degree burns on his body. The blast destroys the green barriers around his body. Parts of the barrier flickers for a while before they dissipate. There is a strange purple symbol on the masked man's chest. The masked man makes some strange hand signs and taps the symbol on his chest. A white glow coats the masked man's body. His wounds and burns regenerate quickly. The white glow heals the wounds at a rapid rate. Izuna activates his main Gekyo Sharingan and closely inspect the white glow. This is light chakra. But how? Izuna's eye widens in surprise. That's it guys, hope you like this video. This was the season 2 of this series. Like, share and subscribe the channel if you want more videos like this. Also tell me in the comment section down below if you have any recommendation about what I should make next. Thanks for watching.